Can I just point out something that drives me nuts that I find wildly hypocritical on the right now? I love Maha. I am all about make America healthy again. I'm all about exploring all the potential issues that are driving down the quality of our health care and driving down the quality of our health across the board in this country. And you've got people looking at plastics. You've got people that looking at different things all over the place, right? But a lot of conservatives who are all like, Maha, I'm not going to eat with a plastic fork anymore because I don't know if those microplastics are getting into my body. Okay, I respect that. We've made a lot of those changes in our household. But I'm looking at people on television with the administration who have clearly gotten fillers and lip injections. And it's like, okay, Maha, except for when I inject gel into my face. I can't use a plastic fork, but I'm going to inject gel into my forehead and my lips and my cheeks and then be like, yeah, Maha, man, don't use that plastic fork.
I saw a meme with Maha while somebody was getting a tattoo on their arm with ink just bleeding into their body.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's a good one, too. It's like you can't have it both ways here. You can't be like the champion for Maha. And then when I see you on TV with the administration, you know, the cheeks are fuller, the lips are fuller, the forehead doesn't have a single wrinkle on it. Like, come on, stop with that. Jeez. All right, let's go to some more hypocrisy here locally. Olathe, they got an issue there. They have gone viral for all the wrong reasons over the last 24 hours or so. You got the principal over at Arbor Creek Elementary in Olathe, who is under some heat here, allegedly telling the staff that they cannot wear the Charlie Kirk Freedom shirt that has gone viral. So here's what happened. There's an email thread between somebody who is a parent, not in the district, but some parent, reaching out to the principal who said, hey, I just want to make sure that you have told your staff not to wear the Freedom shirts to school anymore, because I guess a staff member or two had put on the Freedom shirt, right? And the principal confirmed, yes, I have told them not to wear the Freedom shirt. So this got picked up by Libs of TikTok, which is a very popular social media account that highlights some of the crazy going on in school districts and places around the country. So then what happened is yesterday, the district, or the school, I should say, sent out an email to staff and families. And this is them trying to do some form of damage control. And the email reads as follows. I wanted to acknowledge a viral social media post that has been circulating in our community regarding Freedom shirts worn by staff at Arbor Creek. Now, this is the shirt that Charlie Kirk wore on the day that he was assassinated. It's just a white plain tee that says Freedom on it. I know some of them have Charlie Kirk's signature on it, but the generic Freedom shirt is just, that's all it says. It says the word Freedom on it. It's white. It could mean anything, but obviously it's in honor of Charlie Kirk. But there's nothing offensive about the shirt. Even if it said Charlie Kirk on it, there's nothing offensive about the shirt. But apparently the principal told staff members to stop wearing the shirt at Arbor Creek Elementary. That's the allegation. So the email that was sent out to staff and families reads as follows. I wanted to acknowledge a viral social media post that has been circulating in our community regarding Freedom shirts worn by staff at Arbor Creek. As is often the case on social media, misinformation about the situation is spreading quickly online. And we felt strongly about addressing this with our community to provide clarity and reaffirm our values as a school system. First and foremost, we want to be very clear. As a public school system, we fully support and uphold the First Amendment rights of every individual in our schools, including the rights of our staff and students to exercise freedom of speech. As a public school system, we serve members of our community. Our number one priority is to provide free and appropriate education to every student in an environment that is safe and conducive to learning. We remain committed to doing so while honoring all First Amendment rights and ensuring that personal expression does not disrupt the educational setting. Okay, they haven't even answered or addressed the actual controversy here. Did you tell people to stop wearing the Charlie Kirk Freedom shirt, or did you not tell them to stop wearing the Charlie Kirk Freedom shirt? There's no denial of what the Libs of TikTok account posted, which went viral not just around Kansas City, but around the country. They then go on to write in this letter, unfortunately, the post has also led to hateful comments online directed at Arbor Creek's principal and our school district, including personally identifiable information about your principal, which we know has caused some concerns about safety and security. Please know that we take safety and security of all our staff, students, and families very seriously. We have additional safety presence at Arbor Creek today and tomorrow out of an abundance of caution. Now, that's not right. Anyone who is threatening or writing hateful messages to the principal at Arbor Creek, I'm sorry, that's wrong. If you're a parent, you have every right to bring it up with your administration, not in a hateful way, not in a derogatory way, not in a nasty way, but you have every right to address this, especially when there is plenty of evidence to suggest that this principal has been more than accepting of T-shirts like "We belong," "We all belong" on school campus, which once again, that may not be perceived by you as being hyper-political. Maybe it's not, but it's no less political than a freedom shirt that Charlie Kirk wore on the day he was assassinated. They both can be left up to, I guess, the eye of the beholder, depending on how you want to interpret both of those shirts.
And children won't know anyway.
Exactly. But if you're okay with one, to me, you've got to be okay with the other. That's just, I don't see how you can pick one over the other. If you just have a shirt that says "We all belong," that's pretty harmless. Even if there is some insinuation there. And a freedom shirt, okay, that can mean a lot of things. It just says freedom on it. But you either like both or you don't like either. You can't pick one over the other. But this letter to me, to the staff down at Arbor Creek and Olathe yesterday, is more about, hey, don't forget we're the real victims here. Hey, what about us? It's time to feel bad for us. From what I understand in talking to people who are involved in this situation, it may have just been the district who then told the principal what to say and told the principal that she can't allow those shirts. There appears to be some mixed reporting on this. But as is oftentimes the case when you get involved in these bureaucracies, no one's really answering any questions. No one's being honest with the parents. The district does not just give you the straight truth. They hide behind the whole bureaucracy. So you don't actually know what happened here. You don't really have a feel for who's to blame. Some people are pointing to the superintendent or a deputy superintendent who may have ultimately made the call. We don't really know. But from the parents that I've talked to, they believe this came from above the principal's head. It didn't come from the principal at the school, which is where it's very easy to get caught up in the bureaucracy of these public schools where everyone's kind of pointing the finger in a different direction and then you never really get an answer. And as that bureaucracy continues to grow, it's easier and easier to hide this stuff and have absolutely zero accountability. And that's the bigger picture here. We don't have any real accountability at the highest levels of public education right now because the bloat is too big. It's not about the teachers in the classrooms. Don't get me wrong. There are some teachers in the classrooms who are not doing good stuff. But I don't sit here and believe that the majority are out there trying to corrupt kids. Even if they might not agree with you and I just inherently don't believe that the majority are out there trying to influence kids in a bad way. And maybe I'm naive. You can call me out for that. You can say I'm full of it. You don't know what you're talking about. That's fine. But that's just in my heart of hearts. I don't believe that. That being said, the administration is where I continue to believe there is the most concern. The people that want to climb the bureaucratic ladder and then pursue some of these top-down policies on things like what T-shirts you can wear and what T-shirts you can't wear, that is where I have the most concern within our public school system. And that's where I believe it's the most broken as well.